With every breath, a promise to rise. Together we chase the limitless skies. Galvanize the world, feel the mood of my life. Every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity. Galvanize the world, feel the light. With every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity.
Well, hello to all you Galvanators out there. Byron Belka here. It is another Tuesday. So whether you're watching us live, put live in the comments, or if you're watching the replay, because we know we got people from around the globe that tune in, whatever you're tuning in through, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, X, whatever we call it. Thanks for being here. And as you know, what we do every single week is just give you updates and to create that rhythm and that cadence. So as we're moving forward, we're able to get that information out there and make sure that everybody understands how this Galvan community is working as we continue to team up with more and more people and organizations in our community. So I can't believe it, 27th, we're getting close to the end of what we're calling another month. And as we see what's going on in the space, more and more people are hearing about blockchain. More and more people are hearing about and seeing what's going on. As you guys know, Bitcoin just had its new all-time high, which is creating more and more awareness. But what I love is that it's created a foundation and a platform for us to go out there and use blockchain for what we all know and believe it was really intended for. And a couple of things that I want to talk about today before we get into this is one or two tips that I get asked a lot, that I'm sure that you get asked as people are understanding and looking at this in general. So I always love it when people come to me and they don't know a lot about it, because I feel like, okay, great. We have the opportunity to educate and to train people the right way, and what to look for and what they need to be doing. And so if you think about this, one of the things that I've told a couple of people this last week is if Delta came to you and Delta talked about their business or their opportunity was their flyer mile, and that was it, it would be kind of confusing. If Marriott came to you and said, hey, this is our business model, it's a point, it's a reward point. If that was the business model, it's confusing. And so one of the reasons I think so many people out there get confused when we come to talk about, blockchain is because so many people have tried to make the token the business. And if you're trying to make the reward the business, then what is the business? And so when I talk about using blockchain right, like we're doing in our community with Galvan and, teaming up with the Well Collective and these other podcasters and different things that we're doing, is the reward, the eyes, is just that. It's a reward. And what more and more companies are starting to do is they're starting to see blockchain is the platform that gives us the trust, gives us the transparency, gives us that visibility back that we just haven't had. So you can build what? You can build a house on sand, you can build it on stone, we've all heard those different analogies and parables, but here's the thing, it's true. If you have a chance to build an organization on something that is solid, that gives that trust, that gives that transparency, that can't be changed or taken away, your choice. Would you rather build it in a platform where somebody can say, I don't know, or I forgot to push send, or I forgot to do this, or you're in a platform where everything is in the code? As we're striving, to put things on the blockchain, smart contracts, it is just a better way. And that's why we're seeing that this is going to be a disruptor of disruptors. It's not disrupting industries by the billions. It's disrupting industries by the trillions, and is going to continue to do so over the next 5 to 10 years because it is a better way. And if you can build something on a solid foundation that's more solid, that's been there in the past, all that we need to do is people just need to know that it's there. Because that's exactly why every industry has evolved through time, is because there's been a better way. And so I just want to give you that confidence today that we're not out there promoting a reward. Just like it wouldn't make sense for Marriott to do it. Just like it doesn't make sense to somebody's business mind but if I can say, no, at Delta, we focus on flights, we focus on planes, we focus on air travel, and the reward is the benefit. Now that makes sense to people. See, that's what we're doing at Galvan. We're rewarding for healthy actions. We're rewarding for things taking place, not the token in and of itself is the business, because it's not. Right? That's one of the big differentiators that you're not going to see, especially when people are out there that have maybe been hurt in the past because they got into a crypto project that didn't pan out for them. They weren't building a real business on blockchain. That's exactly what we're doing. We're building health and wellness. We're decentralizing, giving people an opportunity to own their own medical records, use AI to put these plans together. We got proof of action, and we're rewarding for healthy activities and actions. And so just to kind of clarify that, once I shared that with multiple people, I think they understand a little bit better what the difference between what we're doing and what a lot of things that maybe they've heard in this space is doing. Because I'm here to tell you, it's not about a popularity contest on a token. It's about real world revenue. It's about really changing the world and using tokenization as a business, not as a reward. Okay? And we see there's so many ways to be able to utilize blockchain. So just be thinking about that as next time you come into contact with someone and they've been confused or they don't quite understand, we want to make it simple. And what I love about who we're going to hear from next, as you know, Robert, we have Robert here that is continually making more and more things simplistic with the G Plus app. There's not very many apps out there. I mean, there's some things that will reward you for doing, but tied to a blockchain, we call this the mini node. But I want to turn some time over to Robert. He's going to share some updates with the app because he and his team are always working constantly, and I'm continually learning from them as they update things constantly. So, Robert, we're going to turn the time over to you, my friend. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Love to be here. Happy Tuesday to everybody, and let's dive into the app a little bit. So, if you'll pull up your G Plus, let's just look at a couple new things for you. The first thing that may or may not jump out to you is at the very top left, we have a shopping cart button. So now we have a direct link over to the Well Collective that you can go over there, and the Well Collective will allow you for the healthy products, and you can use your eyes that you're going to earn off this, what Byron called a mini node, etc., to go there. As we scroll down on the homepage, a couple other things that we'll talk about later, you'll start seeing quotes of the day. We have created a quote area now that you can have quotes show up. You can create your own quotes, or we'll have some Galvan quotes that you can do. And then the bottom section where you see my badges. Badges, of course, are those incentives or motivations that help you continue to do the healthy actions that we're looking for to let you control your health. Let's go into my badge page. This page has been redone. So a couple things that you won't see. Historically, you were able to see a section where it just showed the badges that you were doing progress on. And then below that, then we had all of the other badges that you had achieved. We have taken the concept of that and combined them both. So now, for instance, if you look at that top row, you can see if I hold my finger down on it, it'll give me a title. And you can see the Step It Up badge. The little 4 in the bottom left-hand corner of that badge shows you that I have earned a total of 4 different badges. Let's go into it and I can show you that. So if I look at this Step It Up, the top looks the same on the detail page, right? It looks like I'm working towards the legendary next badge. And it shows you the progress bar. I've got 4 million steps towards the 5 million total that it's looking for. But here's where the 4 came in. You can earn a common, and it looks like I've earned uncommon. And you earn those once, and then you've achieved that. But where we really want to start playing is when you get into the rare space. You can earn a rare, epic, or legendary over and over. You can continue to recycle. So for instance, once I've got the legendary, or if I can earn rare again and epic again. So if I look at this, I've got common, uncommon, rare once, and epic once, which is 4. And so if I go back to that homepage, you can see the 4 there. With the sleep badge, what we call Dream On, you can see I've got a 3, right? And you can see all of those going on. It looks like, whoa, there's a 9. So there's a little focus on the beat goes on. That is the streak. You can see the little flame inside of it, which suggests it's a streak badge. And I have earned that one 9 different rarity levels in that one. And so you can see from an interface perspective, we have simplified it. In just one look, you can see the different badges you've got, and then you can start to quickly understand which ones I want to do. Now, one other thing I've added to this is if you look on this second row here in the top right-hand corner, you see these little stars. We allow you to pick up to three favorites that show on your home screen. You can see I've picked this whole row of favorites. So for me, I'm focused on, it looks like 3 streak badges. You can see the one that we just talked about, Checkmate Streak, which is doing check-ins, your wellness check, how many times in a row that you've done that. And then we talked about this one here, the beat goes on, which is how many days in a row that you've done 30 heart minutes. And then the last one is steps, the step it up streak. So for now, when I go back to the homepage, those are the 3 that are going to sit there. Do I have to have 3? No, I could have 1, 2. If I don't have a favorite, it's going to go to the next badge for which I have the most progress to show on my homepage. So I can have up to 3 on my homepage. And if I don't have 3 on my homepage, then it will show me the closest badge to earn that I've got in the queue. The other thing that we've got in the My Badges area is it's a little filter for you. So you can see the closest to completion is the filter I've got. And we've just created a couple other filters for you. We could reverse that order and show you which ones I've got the most work to do on or the furthest from completion. Or you can see which one I've got the most that I've earned, or the highest amount that I've earned, or my favorite is the most recent. Which badge did I earn the most recent? And so we've got just that little filter in there that'll allow you to resort them based on your personal preference. So for today, I just wanted to give you a little minute and a little sneak peek on badges. As I scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner it's a package with a G in it. If I hold my finger down on it, let's see what that thing's called. G Plus Freebie. I'm going to spend time next time or in the time coming up on just this G Plus Freebie. Just from the title, you can start to understand that we're going to allow our Galvanators the way to earn a free subscription annually. So based on your healthy actions, you can earn a free subscription. I'm just tantalizing you a little bit there. We'll get into that. You'll notice these bottom 2, they don't have progress bars under them. Let me go into one. This one's called the New Recruit. These are just one-time earn badges. So for instance, the New Recruit is an onboarding badge that it has a number of checklist things in it. So for these 4 items, once I've completed them, set up a wallet, connect my wearable, complete my profile, and view my onboarding tutorial. Once I've got those, then I have earned my very first badge, and I can have the New Recruit badge, and you can see the progress bar on those as well when they're working on them. Anyway, that is a smidgen, a little bit of a highlight of a new thing that we released this last week. If I go back to the homepage, you can see those 3 favorites that I had set up, and that's the ones I'm tracking currently. Those are my focus. With that is an overview of our badges and the new functionality and the new UI that we've put in place for that. That will be our training for the day on the G Plus badge. I hope that helps you. Again, if you've got ideas or thoughts on how to continually make it easier or make it more inviting or enticing or motivating for you, love them. Send them my way. That would be great. With that, I will turn the time over to Casey in our customer service area for a customer service tip. Casey, the beloved, all yours.
Perfect. Thank you, Robert. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick review. This is what we covered last week, but I'm going to do a quick review of it here. So we're going to add this on here. So this is inside your Galvan wallet. In case you missed it last week, the swap contest is live again. So you can enter your swaps. We're going to have a drawing every week. We've got a drawing to do later on today's call. We've made it a little bit easier if you're already in your wallet. For example, today, if we click on Ethereum and we do a swap, when you get done, it's going to display your transaction hash in a little window. You can copy that and then fill out this little form right here. You fill in your name, your Galvan email, and then your transaction hash. That will immediately send that over to our support team, and you will be entered into the contest for the drawings. You can still do a swap through an exchange. You can do it through your MetaMask. You don't have to do it here, but if you do, it's an easy way to do that. If you've clicked the X and you still want to be able to submit your transaction, you can always just email it to support@galvan.health, and then we will get that entered into the drawing and we'll reply to you. If you guys have any questions on that, you can always click on the support tab here and then submit a ticket and our team will help you out. So any questions, reach out to us and we'll have a winner at the end of this call. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Byron.
Thanks so much, Case. I mean, think of that. Swapping every single week, you get an opportunity to have your swap doubled. So as you go, you submit that hash so we can validate that and verify that the swap happened. And then what we'll do is you into a drawing, as Casey talked about, and get a chance to have a lucky winner every single week where we're going to say, okay, what was the amount of token that you swapped? Okay, we're going to double that. Good job. So I love that. We had a successful promotion with that a month or so ago, and we thought, hey, let's just bring this back. Let's do it on a weekly basis, because as people get in the habit to really understand what can be happening as you're swapping, as you know, every time we swap, every time there's a transaction with our token, it creates buying pressure on our token. It creates transactions, and transactions are what obviously show the world and the community that this is a token that has value. It's being used. So as those swaps, as those transactions increase, it's better for the entire community, which is why we're attracting all different types of people from different backgrounds, different walks of life to join our community. And I love this because what we're doing encompasses everyone. And so what I'm excited to do is introduce kind of our special guest today. And this is somebody that I have a lot of respect for, somebody that I consider a good friend. And I'm excited that he's had a chance to see what's going on here and is looking at Galvan, looking at the Well Collective, being a part of this. And so, Ted Heap, Ted, thank you so much for joining. And I know that your background, you spent a lot of time as a developer, as somebody who's raised hundreds of millions of dollars, been a successful entrepreneur. And why would somebody that typically, well, first off, let's do this. Maybe just do a quick little intro on yourself. I want people to kind of get to know you. I'm excited to have you in our community. And Ted, thanks for taking some time today.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. I'm pretty excited about all of this. So I'm glad to not only be able to talk with you today, but also to see the other people that are involved, the updates on the app and all of that. It just shows me that there's a vibrancy here that's pretty impressive, actually.
That's awesome. Well, and then once again, I mean, you've been in business, you've seen businesses, you've been a part of successful businesses, and you haven't just built a home here or two. I mean, you've done some pretty big projects in your past.
Well, the truth is I started in finance. So that was quite a few years ago. I've done a lot of finance work, and it was actually through all the finance projects that I've done that I kind of morphed into real estate, because that kind of establishes a bit of a, I don't know, adding real estate. It's easier to finance real estate, basically. So we rolled into that and started doing projects, and those projects got larger and larger. And so I became the finance guy for all of the real estate projects that we did.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, and doing that, like I said, as far as being an entrepreneur, I mean, you've kind of been an entrepreneur most of your life. I remember, right?
Yeah, I really haven't had a job since '95, or anyway, a straightforward, paycheck type of job since '95. So this is really all that I do, and I've looked at when I was doing the finance stuff. I've seen, if I've seen less than a couple of thousand different jobs, different proposals, different projects, I'd be surprised. And so I analyze and I look at what people are doing, and I've been doing that kind of an ongoing sidelight to everything. I'm always looking at new projects. I guess that's what you do when you're an entrepreneur, right? You're constantly looking for the next project. So
exactly, and the good thing is being able to see something before it existed. I remember thinking of knowing some of the projects you've done, and just seeing you'd think of uninhabitable land, or a land that wasn't really being used at the time, and you've created some pretty big projects out of being able to see something in the future before it happens.
That's true. But even before the real estate, we were doing finance. I did a project, financed a big oil refinery, and that oil refinery required that I go all over the world interviewing different EPC contractors for the construction of that project. So, I've been Korea, London, all over the place, talking to these guys about doing a brand new project. And it seems like projects that are larger are actually easier to do. That the refinery was $1 billion project.
Wow.
And so one of the intriguing things about crypto for me is basically that when you're looking at a project, I mean, I've seen projects all over the place, Africa and different things, and it's always so complicated, especially in a country that has, a lower credit rating, to ever get anything done on a financial side, So you end up, really, that's kind of why I morphed into the real estate, because you can finance a piece of real estate, but trying to get a project going that is in Ghana is exceedingly difficult, at least when you're using, kind of your typical bank financing techniques. So I got into the crypto space. Actually, my introduction to crypto was my son-in-law. It's always the younger ones, right? My son-in-law said, "Hey, let's look at this new thing called Ethereum." And we got talking about it, and he says, "Yeah, I'm mining Ethereum." And I said, "Well, I want to do that." So probably 6 years ago, he set me up. I didn't know a thing. And pretty soon I'm gathering Ethereum coins. And so I've just been tracking it. I've never actually sold any crypto. I've been collecting and gaining and buying crypto ever since. But that was just kind of, it was. I heard you say earlier about the difference between just buying and selling a coin and then doing a project, having an actual project behind the coin. That became readily obvious to me. Pretty soon it's just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's going to be a point where it's not about just a popularity thing or a meme, but what is the real purpose behind it? What is the real reason for doing this? And so, as you looked at kind of what's going on here with Galvan and the collective, what intrigued you? What did you see in it?
Well, I'll tell you this, and I've been doing projects and entrepreneurial things for my whole life, really. And you find out quickly that money is less important than the people that you work with. the whole concept, and people that have known me or do business with me, they know that my mantra is basically, I only do business with people I like and I trust, because you end up spending a lot of time with these people. And trust gives you, it's not just a good, Christian thing to do. It's a very efficient way to do business when you understand, what people are doing. That you don't have to worry about it. And every single person that I've met associated with this, and let's face it, some crypto it's the wild, wild west, right? I mean,
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get. You could get it's a little bit like, finance, really, where there's no real regulation to who does it and why they do it. So to me, the highest compliment to me is basically that somebody that I like them and I trust them. They're fun to be with. And then right behind that is a lot of experience. I see a lot of experience here. I don't understand all of the aspects of this yet. Trust me, I will. Mm-hmm. But right now, I don't understand every single piece of what's happening. But the concepts that they're working on are really well founded. It's kind of buying into what is clearly going to be the strongest, financial wave that we've probably ever seen. This crypto thing is a game changer. So we're playing into what is clearly the strongest, force of nature here in the cryptocurrency, but we're doing it with people we like and that we trust. Not to mention the fact that we're in the medical field. We're talking medical and nutrition, those kinds of things. I mean, especially now that's kind of the buzz right now is this kind of thing, but it's been going on for years. Supplements and just tracking your health, all of this stuff. I've been around long enough. This is relatively new, so it's, to me, it is a huge upside potential here. There's a big market to be pursuing here. So we're kind of mixing all of the pieces here. You've got the crypto, you've got the health, you've got supplements, and you've got people that you can trust and people that I enjoy being with. So, it kind of hits all my targets, really.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Ted. Well, no. And, and that's what I like to do too. I like to share stuff that I think is going to be impactful with people that I like, that I want to see success with and lock arms with. And that's the thing I love about building the community together, is that we all kind of have that opportunity. And it starts with the trust. And what I love about just blockchain in general is, things can't be hidden, because of the ledger, because of all the transactions being documented, because of how blockchain is set up. It creates and provides more trust to somebody across the globe, on the other side of the world, or than any other type of business model that's ever existed, because you almost just have to take somebody's word, but with blockchain, you can see it, you can go and find it. And, that's why I believe that this is going to just continue to grow, especially when you have a real project with a real purpose, like you said, focusing on health and wellness. I mean, that's cradle to grave. I mean, there's a lot of niches out there that we could focus on, that are going to grab a certain category of people. That's why I said, I don't have anything against neckties, but I don't want to sell them. Because if I was going to sell neckties, I mean, I wear them, but everybody doesn't. And so I want the biggest demographic and to be able to affect the most people in a positive way. And, personalized healthcare, owning and decentralizing your own medical records, coming up with people's personal plans, health and I mean, that's cradle to grave. And that just gives us so much opportunity. Everyone we're talking to, we can have an impact with, which I think is powerful.
Well, it's powerful. And, when you're doing financing all over the world, it's not just financing is just it's not that it's one layer of risk. The truth is that there are multiple layers of risk. you've got the risk of the country, you've got the risk of transportation, you got Forex risk, you've got, there are so many layers. And when you look at crypto, you apply crypto to this, and that applies to, marketing and selling and everything else, it cuts down so much opportunity for a problem. and you don't have to rely on anybody. It's right there in front of you all the time. So there's a kind of a transparency that is unmatched. So for somebody that's, looking for trust, it's not just the people, but the system is trustworthy by design. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, I'm sure that there are risks and problems and things that we're going to encounter. But boy, as far as projects go, we've cut down a lot of the risks. So
absolutely, so true, so true. I mean, and for somebody that's like new to even being, having kind of a side hustle or doing something on the side, or for somebody that's new in crypto or any of these things, is there any advice that you give new entrepreneurs, as you've probably had a chance to talk to people in your past, but what would you give, any advice that you would come up with for someone that's maybe looking at this opportunity for the first time?
Well, I mean, it's kind of goes along with my mantra, doing business with people that you like and trust. That the truth is, and I've been through every one of these cycles, where you're looking at the big money. In fact, when I talk to people about projects and everything, I know that if they lead with we're going to make $1 billion, I know instantly that you haven't been around long enough to know what you're talking about. You're not looking at the right thing. Obviously, we all expect to make a lot of money on whatever project we're looking at. I mean, that's just kind of obvious. But the problems and the impediments that come by not focusing on the trust aspects of this thing, looking at the people, I've seen many, many projects that fail that were an amazing idea, a really good idea. Probably should have worked. Didn't work. Why? Because the people. People are problems. That's another thing I say sometimes. And that's not I'm not cutting on people in general. I love people, but the truth is that most of the problems come from the people. So you've got to analyze, you got to focus on those aspects of it. It's almost when you have the right people, and I believe that who we're dealing with here are the right people. I wouldn't be in it if I didn't. When you focus on the right people, you could be selling anything. You could, call it a widget, call it whatever you want, but they're going to make it work. Okay. They own the concept, but they are salesmen. And finding some honest salesmen sometimes can be challenging too. So I feel, like I've really hit the gold mine here. So.
Well, no, so important. And I love what you're saying. The money is a byproduct if you have the other things in place. The money is going to come because if you have a real purpose and you have a reason for doing it, and you feel like you're giving and instead of taking, and you're giving something to society that can be a benefit, then the byproduct is the money. That's not where the focus is. That's the result.
Absolutely. And if you're having a good time doing it, you're enjoying the people. Man, life is too short. I'm 61 now. I hate to even say that, but it's true. I'm 61 now, and I've spent a few years with people I didn't like. We made a lot of money, and you know what? I wouldn't do it again. So it's just important. I've spent more time with some of those people than I have my own wife in some cases, so enjoy yourself really and like it. That's important.
Oh, that is true. You get up in the morning and know that what you're doing, you're excited to do. And that's why I know people that I've never really had that problem, but I know that in the world, and I can understand why, but some people don't look forward to Mondays. I love Mondays. I love getting back out there and getting things going. And I love that we're able to attract, people like yourself, that have experience, want to make a difference, want to team up and be with the right people and go build a community that's going to really make a difference. And I'm excited to have you here. I'm excited to be able to team up with you and have you in the community here at Galvan and what we're doing with the Well Collective. And I just appreciate you taking some time today to get on and have people get to know you and introduce you to the community. But just thanks for once again for believing in what we're doing here. And I think I know it's bigger than me, but I'm so excited that we get to continually build this community with amazing people like you.
It's my pleasure. Glad to be involved. I hope to be able to help push things along.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Ted. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, and that's what I love about this, guys. The people that I feel like, teaming up with people like Ted, people like you. People ask me all the time, travel is tough, and I used to have to travel a ton. But one of the things that I love about is I feel like I can go almost anywhere in the world and I have friends, and it's because you're finding those like-minded individuals that really just want to make a difference. And I've never seen a bigger platform for us to be able to do that than what we're doing now. And so appreciate Ted, appreciate everybody else that's participated on the call today, Case, Robert. And I do want, I didn't excuse Adam. I wanted to excuse Adam. But we're dividing and conquering. There's a lot going on right now in the world, in the community. And so Adam is on a plane getting ready to go meet with some other blockchain presidents and people that are running different blockchains at the moment. So it is going to be pretty awesome with what's transpiring now and in the future months. So we won't excuse Adam. He's typically here, but he is on a plane right now. Now, Casey alluded to the fact that we were going to do, as we get back into this drawing, we're going to be doing a drawing today for those people that submitted that hash and submitted what they were going to be, that they did the swap. And so I have got right here, and Casey's going to let us know who the winner is. I've got the randomizer that I put up here between 1 and 42. So we're going to see who the winner is today. Let's see, I'm just going to click generate. Boom. Oops. What did it say? Oh, now it's going to give me an ad. Yeah, it is. Just a second. Did you see what that said? Okay, let's see. I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to pull this up. I don't know. Did anybody see the number? It showed up for a quick second and then disappeared.
They're saying
it was I got two people. Yeah, they said it was 13. It was 13 before the ad popped up. On the app, it was asking me for an update. I don't want to take the time to update it right now. So 13, Case, who is our winner this week? Lucky number 13.
This week it is Aaron O. So
Aaron O.
I'll go send the transaction right now.
Perfect. And so you have all the information.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Congratulations, Aaron. So Aaron is going to have those eyes doubled. Whatever was in that transaction in the hash. Congratulations, Aaron. Great job for going out there and doing that. And let's continue to do this. We're going to do this next week as well. Submit those hashes for those swaps because we want you to have a chance to win, and we're going to double whatever you swapped. If it was $10 worth of eyes, you get $10. If it was $50 worth of eyes, you get $50. So whatever that swap hash was, we're doubling. So, and obviously that comes from some of our token that we're giving away here at Galvan. So anyway, just appreciate that. And as we look at what's going on this week and as we close this month out strong, what I want us to do is say, are we moving forward a little bit? Are we opening our mouths and sharing this? Are we just getting this in front? We can have the greatest thing ever, but if nobody knows about it, and people are going to know about it, but if nobody knows about it, then how can they make a decision? And one of the things that I thought of a long time ago is if you think of when you're on a flight, if you're on a plane and you're sitting there and the stewardess comes down the aisle and is saying, hey, peanuts, pretzels, asking what you want. I've never seen when somebody says, oh, no, thanks, I'm not interested. Or even if they don't do it as kindly, if they're just like, oh, no. I've never seen the stewardess go and cry in the back because somebody said no. And that's what I feel like we're doing. I don't want to pressure anybody to do anything. I feel like if I have to convince somebody to do something, I have to convince them to do everything else. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here to try to constantly motivate people. I want to find the motivated. We want to find the people that see this for what it is and want to be a part of it and be a difference and make a difference, which I believe we can do for generations with what we're doing here. And so I don't take anything personal. I just want to show people what's going on. Either they're interested or they're not. The beautiful thing here is I can still give them a chance to get a free Galvan wallet, send them some tokens so they can watch as this goes up and down. Hey, let me just give you a gift. If you're not even interested, you don't know what this is, download this free wallet. And I'm sure we're going to be doing some things in the future that have to do with the free wallet. But, I'm not going to take it personal. I think so many times we get nervous. What's this person going to think? Are they going to like me or not? I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm trying to serve. I'm trying to give people an option and an opportunity for something that I think is valuable. And if I think it's valuable, then why would I not want to share it? And that's the approach that I take. So just like the stewardess that doesn't go to the back of the plane and start crying when somebody doesn't want pretzels. All we're doing is saying peanuts or pretzels. Okay, peanuts or pretzels. And that is, do you want to try the app and track your health and get rewarded for that? We have a node opportunity. We have products and services in the collective. Or if nothing else, let me at least get you a wallet and send you some token because I want you to watch what we're doing because I believe in what we're doing. That's it. And if we do that again and again and again and again, we can't help but grow. We can't help but have this thing continue to expand all across the globe. And it can happen pretty fast. So that's my challenge to everybody today is take that approach. Let's make sure that when we're looking at this, we're looking at and think of peanuts or pretzels. That's all we're doing. Hey, I've got something that I'm excited about. I want you to check it out. They look at it. If they're interested, we take them to the next step. If they're not, we get them a free wallet. It's as simple as that, guys. And so I think we are the ones that make it way more complicated than anybody. And I think a lot of it is just right here. So let's go out there and think peanuts or pretzels this week. And let's go and invite some people. Let's go invite some people to download the app, to know what the G Plus app is all about, or to download the wallet and get some free token. And if you do this, I'm challenging you. When I first started to do this and I started to give away free wallets, I had people that just wanted to buy nodes because now they were intrigued. It was a simple way to even break the ice, even though that originally wasn't my intention. It's just, hey, I want people to see this and do this. But when they can see it, they start to understand it. They start to feel empowered. Now you've kind of opened that door and they're going to be able to come back and ask questions, or you can answer those questions and you can move forward. So let's close this month out. Do a couple more invitations. This thing is growing and continuing to grow. And I'm excited about the progress we're making in Galvan, the progress we're making with the collective and all the other relationships that we have here. So thank you, Galvanators, for taking some time out of your day to tune in. Make sure your teams are aware of this. We know we'll get quite a few views over the next week, but let's get those transaction hashes in for swapping and have a chance to also get some additional token for doing that. And learning the process is what we're doing anyway. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Wish you the best. Let's go out, change the world one person at a time, starting with ourselves. My name is Byron Belka. I'm a Galvanator. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.